from Brainstorm Brewery. This episode this week on the Brainstorm Brewery podcast, we talked quite a bit about sorting methods, organization methods, how to keep your collection such that you can find whatever cards you need at any particular time. I mentioned that your method of sorting that will be optimal to you will depend on what you are planning to do with your own cards. For example, your best sorting method will be different depending on if you are selling and buying a lot, if you are just a collector, if you're a commander player who builds and takes apart decks frequently. And I mentioned that one of the most optimal ways to sort your collection, if you are looking to maintain an inventory or just sort of keep everything in a specific database, is going to be sorting by set and then alphabetically within set. Now, I have a BCW sorting tray, as you can see right here. This is sort of my preferred method of sorting trays. They have 24 open slots. There's not quite enough for the alphabet, but as you'll see in a little bit, you can make use of it so that it can hold more than 26 different kinds of sort of different metrics. And I just wanted to make this a little bit so that you can sort of see how I sort, what my preferred methods to efficiently batch my cards are into my inventory. This may work for you, this may not work for you, but there's just a couple tips and tricks that I think might be helpful. Now, if you are just purely sorting alphabetically, you don't really need my help for that. However, sorting by set can be a much more daunting task, considering there's a lot of sets in Magic, and it's doubling by the year. So, one of the first tips and tricks I'd like to suggest is sorting your cards upside down. That may sound counterintuitive, but if you fan out from a set symbol perspective here, I can see all of the set symbols in a fan much quicker. And I don't need to see the names of the cards if I'm sorting by the set. I just need to be able to recognize these set symbols immediately and then put them in the corresponding batch based on the first letter of that set's name. And that's going to speed up the process a lot. So we got our collection by here from yesterday that we picked up. And you can definitely just use the slots for the first letter of these sets. Now, generally, the most frequently ones that you'll fill up are the C set, because there's 9 million sets that start with Commander, the M set, because there's a million sets that start with either Modern or Masters or both, and then the P set can get filled with promos a lot, depending on how often you, how many of those you pick up very frequently. So, right now, we are just going by the first letter of the set name. I personally will batch out foils. So this foil Oath of Nissa will just go off to the side here in this little separate area. Same with the Bolas's Citadel. But we're just putting Modern Horizons cards, Time Spiral, Signature Spellbook, Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. You can sort of get the vibe for how this will be a bit more efficient than just having a giant metropolis of 70 or 80 stacks on your desk, all spread out, covering up an entire table. So right now we're just batching within the first letter of the set name. So these are all the M's. More Signature Spellbook. Now, you may have noticed this Teferi and this Garruk here both got put in the Q section, even though they are from core sets. They are from Magic 2021 and M11 respectively. Why did I do that? Well, there's no set name currently that starts with Q, so I put every card that starts with a numbered set, whether that be 7th edition, 8th edition, 10th edition, 2021 core set, 2011, all of those go in the Q section. There's no number section on this spreadsheet, there's no set that starts with Q, so they find their homes there. You can sort of see up in the corner here, I put this Ashaya in the X pile horizontally. That's just because if you put these cards in directly, you're going to have a hard time getting them out. That Ashaya is kind of now lost in there. It takes a bit of a configuring to get it out. So all these 4 little slots in the top right corner here, I'm just putting the card in horizontally, even though Z goes in the X, and then there's no set that starts with X either. So once you get a separate pile going, you can just sort of use these additional slots and make more efficient use of your space. Just so the cards don't fall in, they don't slide around, that kind of thing. Now, once you've got everything set sorted upside down by the first letter, that's when we're going to go through each individual letter, flip them face up, and alphabetize those sets. So Adventures of the Forgotten Realms comes before Eighth of Revolt. Circle of Dreams Druid comes before I'm not going to pronounce that dragon's name. Then they go face up. Same thing here. C14 goes before C17. Chronicles goes before Commander. C15, Commander Legends is going to go after the numerical sets. Personally, just the way I organize this is based on how it looks in a spreadsheet when you sort the spreadsheet by alphabet. So that's why Chronicles is coming before Commander. All the Commander sets are numerical. And then Commander... Oh, you do have to watch out for these Mystery Booster set symbols, though. You do have to watch out for these Mystery Booster set symbols, because that is just a wrench that Wizards decided to throw into all of our sorting metrics. And generally, you might want to just filter those out beforehand. You may want to just go through, pull out all your Mystery Booster cards and or the list cards and or whatever other product they decide to come out with in the next year or two that utilizes that small little Planeswalker symbol and unfortunately has an identical set symbol to a set that this card was already printed in. So this Cage Zone that I just tossed over there, it is virtually identical to the Commander Anthology version 2, except for that little Mystery Booster set symbol. So it's got to go in a different pile, unfortunately. Then, once you've got all these set up, you can just pick them up throughout the tray. And I generally like to turn the cards right side up once I know that I have finished alphabetizing and set sorting that batch. So the Nis is going to come around. Ixalan comes after Ikoria. Iconic Masters comes before Ikoria. The One Journey to Nyx card. Odyssey before Onslaught. M and C, again, usually take a lot more time, but the core sets come numerically, so 2011 comes before 2021. Then the Liana comes before Teferi. Scars before Signature Spellbook. Stronghold at the end. Necrotic Ooze after Contagion Engine. And then you can just sort of pick them all up sequentially right out of the sorting tray. We're skipping C and M just because they take a while. And there you go. This batch has now been sorted by set and then alphabetically. Reasonably quickly, reasonably efficiently, using this sorting tray. Again, one of the other big benefits of this sorting tray is, let's say you have a bunch of cards on a coffee table and you have to move it. We can move this around pretty effectively. It can hold a few thousand cards without toppling over. Yeah, so this is just a little quick tidbit on sorting from Brainstorm Brewery. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast episode.